For type 2 diabetes, no diets, meal plans. Just disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. No, I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionalist. What I am is someone who's really good at reversing diabetes, my own diabetes. I'm only an expert in my type 2 diabetes. But before you make any changes to your diet or to any of your medicine or anything you hear on this podcast or any other podcast, talk to your doctors, talk to your medical team before you make any changes so that you make the best choice for you. What are we talking about? Meal plans, right? Food will be the number one pain point when you first start this journey. When you first get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, you're probably going to make a list of foods that you never get to eat again, right? I did. And I was wrong on a lot of them. I was right on some of them, right? Birthday cake, Well, actually, funny. My wife's an amazing cook. She's really cute, and she's also an amazing cook. I hit the lottery. I get it, right? But she every year for my birthday, she would make me this wonderful, massive red velvet cake. I love red velvet cake, which is basically just chocolate cake with red food dye, a whole bunch of buttermilk, and a cream cheese frosting. Anyway, loved it. She was able to create a kind of a version of red velvet. It's got a lot of chemicals in it. We only eat it once a year. But so everything I thought that I would never eat again, I can probably find a way to eat something similar. But when you first start this journey, I mean, it's all about food. If you're like me, you will assume that everything you're eating is killing you. That's what we did, right? We're like, I can't eat that. I can't eat this. If I eat this, I'm going to die. It's really super overwhelming, right? So the plan that I went with was low fat vegan. That's what I ended up with after 3 months, and that's why I've reversed my diabetes. And 18 months into it, at the time of the recording, right? I haven't had meds for 6 months. My current A1C is 5.2. What's up? I'm proud of it. But that's my meal plan. It's not my diet. Diet is short term, right? And restrictive. Meal plans are for life. Meal plans are a way of getting enough nutrients, eating the right stuff for everything that you're into, and what you want to do, right? Diets have a starting and an ending point. So most of the time when you talk about having a diet, like I need to go on a diet. Why? I got a wedding coming up, right? I don't want to look overweight in the pictures, right? I hate the word fat, but I don't want to look over. I want to look good in the pictures. I got Christmas is around the corner. I don't want my mom, being worried about my belly or whatever, right? But diets are. I'm going to restrict myself for a certain amount of time, and it's going to have usually weight loss benefits, right? Meal plans have a starting point, but then we tweak as we go because a meal plan becomes just how you eat, right? It's not a diet. It's just how you eat. Now, people ask me all the time, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? What's your diet? What's your diet? And yeah, it's not a diet. It's a meal plan. This is how I eat. And I was vegetarian before. So the jump to vegan, whole food, plant-based, low fat, right? I was a bad vegetarian, really was. And it's easy to be a bad vegetarian, right? Just eat cheese pizza 7 days a week. Still vegetarian, but it's not going to work for you. But meal plans are a little bit harder, more successful, and it's simple. It's not simple, but it is one of the most important things that we can do as type 2 diabetics is to develop a meal plan for success, right? This is something you should work on. As you're like, I don't know what to do with my type 2 diabetes. Work on this. Work on your meal plan, right? I suggest you have a constant glucose monitor because what you eat will show up on your results, right? I have one. I love it. But as you're eating foods and as you're tweaking, you're going to see exactly how it works with your body. But my favorite phrase is what stands in the way becomes the way. I believe it was Marcus Aurelius. Anyway, what stands in the way becomes the way. If food choices are what is standing in the way of you being healthy and a good diabetic, then that is the way to become healthy. So the food choices are the way to be successful because the food choices are the ways to be unsuccessful, and you have to have a plan. So I'm going to kind of go through what my plan is and what works for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? There's no guarantee. There's no magic bullets. Everything's different. Diabetes is hard because it's very customized, and it's not just going to show up and you're like, oh, just follow this plan and you'll be perfect in 6 months. It doesn't work that way, right? But my plan is kind of a 90% plan. I eat whole food, I eat plant based, and I eat low fat. It may sound gross to you. It works for me. I love it. And one of the most important pieces is I have very few choices to make. Every single week, I have very few times where I have to decide what to eat. Okay. I eat the same thing for breakfast Monday through Friday. Overnight oats. I make it at 7 o'clock at night. My phone goes off. Boom, make your breakfast. Done. Right. Lunches, I don't eat out. Two reasons. One, I hate eating out. I like working and then coming home. That's it. I like getting to work and then I like finishing and I like coming home. Going out to lunch is just delaying me finishing up the work so that I can get home. And I'm just not a big fan. And it's as a type 2 diabetic, especially a vegan one, it's really hard to eat out, right? I meal prep and freeze 8 lunches at a time. I make it a big process. I get the music going. I get the Tupperware going. And I make it with, beans, vegetables, sauce. If I have leftovers, I eat those first. And I always have a lunch ready, though. Right now, if you went to my house, there are 6 lunches right now ready to go. If I don't have any leftovers from dinner tonight, tomorrow, I'll just grab one of those and I'm good to go. No choices. All right. And then dinner, my wife's amazing. She makes awesome meals. She uses forks over knives and a couple other cookbooks that we've gotten. And she makes just awesome recipes. And so she's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. She makes amazing dinners for me. And I get leftovers a lot. I love leftovers. She accuses me of eating less at dinner sometimes just so I have the leftovers because her food is better than the stuff that I make. But at any rate. And then Friday and Saturday night, we cheat a little, right? I always start with a big salad though. Like last night we had a really interesting falafel wrap. If you don't know what falafels are, it's a Mediterranean thing. But anyway, that's not the important part. But it was not 100% compliant, right? It had a little bit of dairy and the tzatziki sauce, and compared to what most people eat, it was probably fine, But it had hummus in it, so it had some oil. But anyway, before I ate that though, massive salad, right? A big salad because your body will start working on that first. And then the other one doesn't have as big a glycemic effect. And it did a little bit. I went up to like 160 or 170. It was way higher than I normally do. So should have ate half of it. Made a mistake. Oh, I didn't say I was perfect, did I? I hope I didn't because I'm not. But I had a big salad first. Otherwise, it would have been much more dramatic of increase. And then I have usually a little something else. I ate too much last night. The night before, I had a big salad and then had 2 pieces of pizza. Done. Right. So um, I never eat leftovers from the cheat meals. That's something I added in. Now, before, you get like pizza, and I would always order the big pizza so we'd have leftovers the next day. So you would have to worry about, I don't eat leftover pizza. I get 2 cheat meals a week, right? Friday and Saturday night. The leftovers my wife eats, or we give them to my son when he comes over. But I don't eat the leftovers. I have good food on the weekends too. But I get those 2 little cheat meals, and I can go out and I can eat anywhere. I just had to order a salad first. On the weekends, like I'm recording this right now, but I'm getting ready to go for a run, and then I get to eat my brunch, which I'm super excited about. I always am. I make these great tofu scrambles, which is tofu with a whole bunch of seasonings. I cook it up, and I throw in beans and vegetables, and then I freeze it. So I have, I think, 3 of those in there right now. I eat them Saturdays and Sundays. But I'll have it with a little vegan sausage, and then maybe a piece of toast. Not 2 pieces, a piece of like sourdough, something like that. So it's a little bit of a cheat, kind of, but usually I'm eating it after, like yesterday, I walked for 6 miles playing disc golf. Today, I'm going to go run 7.5 miles and then I'm going to eat it afterwards. So I'm burning pretty good at that point. Right. And that works for me, but it's a bit of a cheat meal and it makes me happy. That's the plan though. It's pretty strict compared to most people. Right. I still get some cheat meals. I can eat anywhere. I'm really good at going out and finding something that I can eat. I went to Italy, right, for 10 days. It's like, what are you going to eat in Italy? Well, I ate a lot. I ate 9 pizzas. Also walked 17,000 steps a day. But eating out is hard. So you should limit it. One, you're going to save money, right? Don't go out for lunch for a month and see how much money you save. It's significant. You can't eat well in a drive-through on the way to work, right? You can't. There's, You heard Wendy's the other day advertising a Baconator sandwich for breakfast. A Baconator breakfast sandwich? Come on, man. What are we doing? It's probably good. But what do we can't do that. We have type 2 diabetes. We don't get to do that. You can't go to a gas station. Try to eat at a gas station. There's, there's nothing there except for, if you're doing low carb, maybe you can find some jerky. That sounds like a delicious breakfast. But if your family can't eat like you do, then make your own, but eat with them. That's something that we run into with these meal plans, right? Is people are like, yeah, I really want to, but my family, I want to. The genius part of eating with your family is not eating the same foods. The wonderful part of eating with your family is eating with your family, right? It's not sharing a potato salad. It's sharing a meal and stories and how was your day. And if you decide to eat a big salad and a little bit of what they're eating, that doesn't ruin dinner, right? At all. But these meal plans are really important, right? And sticking to it, right? Give yourself a little bit of a break. Try not to look forward to cheating, but look forward to getting back, right? So I enjoy my little cheat meals. And I can tell you that, because I do Friday and Saturday night, I'll have a little bit, but I'm not like Monday. I'm not like, man, I can't wait to cheat on my diet, right? But I've been doing it for quite a while. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. The more you crave what you're eating, your overnight oats, or if I have good leftovers for lunch, like I'm excited. Like last week, my wife had made some Chinese dish with the noodles and a peanut. It was awesome. I couldn't wait to eat it for lunch the next day. But diets are short term. So diets are so restrictive and short term that your chances of success really go down. I'm going to eat nothing but this for the rest of my life. That's probably not going to work. If it's too restrictive, you're just going to fall off of it and then you're going to get frustrated or you're going to yo-yo and go back and forth. Meal plans are forever. Meal plans are a way of eating that is sustainable for the rest of your life. And it's really hard. I get it, right? Totally with you. It's very difficult. But once you find your sweet spot, I guarantee you this, once you find your sweet spot and you are able to eat healthy 90% of the time, it's pretty freaking rewarding and it gets real easy, which is nice. The hardest thing for my wife and I is if we go to a restaurant, we have more than 3 choices. Oh, geez. I don't know how you guys do it with a whole menu. Go to Cheesecake Factory and blow my brain out. All right. Diets are short-term, meal plans are forever. Figure out your perfect meal plan and then stick with it. I hope your A1C is down, and I hope you have an awesome day.